In the summer of 1940, the Allen family embarked on a camping trip that would change their lives forever. James and Elizabeth Allen, along with their two young sons, Roy and William, set out for the serene shores of Lake Serenity, nestled deep within the Appalachian Mountains. The family had been looking forward to this getaway for months, eager to escape the daily grind and spend quality time together in the great outdoors. The morning of Roy's disappearance began like any other, with the Allen family going about their usual camping routines. Elizabeth was the first to notice Roy's absence when she went to wake the boys for breakfast. The 6-year-old's sleeping bag was empty, and he was nowhere to be found within the campsite. At first, James and Elizabeth thought that perhaps Roy had simply wandered off to explore the nearby woods, as he had always been a curious and adventurous child. They called out his name, expecting to see him come running back with a mischievous grin on his face. But as the minutes ticked by and their calls went unanswered, a sense of unease began to settle over the family. They quickly began searching the immediate area, fanning out, combing through the dense underbrush and calling out Roy's name, hoping to hear his small voice respond. But as the hours passed and there was still no sign of the boy, the gravity of the situation began to sink in. As news of Roy's disappearance spread, the small community around Lake Serenity rallied to support the Allen family. Volunteers from neighboring towns joined the search efforts, while local businesses donated food and supplies to keep the search parties going. The story of the missing boy soon captured the attention of the nation, with newspapers across the country running headlines about the unfolding tragedy. Theories about what might have happened to Roy ran rampant. Some speculated that he had been abducted by a stranger, a dark figure who had been seen lurking around the campsite in the days prior. Witnesses came forward with unsettling accounts of a tall, gaunt man with piercing eyes and a sinister smile, who seemed to vanish into the shadows when approached. As the initial shock of Roy's disappearance wore off, the search efforts intensified. Volunteers from the surrounding communities joined the Allens and local authorities in combing the dense forest surrounding Lake Serenity. They searched from dawn until dusk, braving the rugged terrain and unpredictable weather, fueled by the desperate hope of finding the missing boy. The Allens remained steadfast in their belief that Roy was still alive, clinging to the hope that he had simply wandered off and gotten lost in the vast wilderness. They organized search parties, distributed flyers with Roy's picture, and offered a substantial reward for any information leading to his safe return. As the days turned into weeks, the search area expanded, with teams venturing deeper into the forest and exploring ever more remote locations. Bloodhounds were brought in to track Roy's scent, while experienced trackers and outdoorsmen lent their expertise to the effort. However, despite the extensive search, no concrete evidence of Roy's whereabouts emerged. The only potential clue was a small tattered piece of cloth found snagged on a briar patch deep in the woods. The fabric, which appeared to be from a child's shirt, was stained with what looked like dried blood. The discovery sent a chill through the search party and raised fears about Roy's fate. Forensic experts were brought in to analyze the cloth, but without the advanced techniques of later decades, the results were inconclusive. The blood was too degraded to determine if it belonged to Roy, and the fabric itself was too common to provide any real leads. Nonetheless, the find spurred the searchers on, fueling their determination to leave no stone unturned in their quest to bring Roy home. As the search stretched into its second month, the physical and emotional toll on the volunteers and the Allen family became increasingly apparent. Exhaustion, frustration, and the ever-present specter of dwindling hope weighed heavily on all those involved. Yet, they persevered, driven by the belief that every passing day brought them closer to the truth. As the search entered its third month, a series of strange and unsettling events began to occur around the lake. Fishermen reported seeing ghostly figures wandering the shoreline at night, their faces obscured by a thick, unnatural mist. Campers claimed to have heard the sound of a child's laughter echoing through the trees, only to find their campsites ransacked and their belongings scattered in the underbrush. The most chilling incident occurred when a group of volunteers stumbled upon a makeshift altar hidden in a small clearing. The altar, constructed from twisted branches and adorned with the bones of small animals, was surrounded by a circle of black candles and strange runic symbols carved into the earth. In the center of the altar lay a small, tattered scrap of fabric, identical to the one found weeks earlier. Despite the growing sense of dread, the Allens refused to give up hope. They organized candlelight vigils and prayer circles, pleading with the public to keep searching for their beloved son. Elizabeth Allen, her face etched with grief and desperation, became a symbol of a mother's unwavering love and determination in the face of unimaginable loss. In a last-ditch effort to find answers, the Allens brought in a renowned psychic, a frail, elderly woman named Cassandra, who claimed to have solved countless missing persons cases through her otherworldly abilities. Despite their skepticism, the Allens were willing to try anything to find their son. Cassandra spent hours wandering the woods around the campsite, muttering cryptic incantations and scribbling strange symbols in a worn leather journal. She claimed to have sensed a dark, malevolent presence in the forest, an entity that she believed had taken an interest in Roy. The psychic's visions grew increasingly disturbing as she delved deeper into the mystery. She spoke of Roy being held captive in a realm beyond the physical world, a place filled with shadows and despair. Cassandra warned that the longer Roy remained trapped in this dark place, the more difficult it would be to bring him back. However, the Allens and the local authorities were hesitant to put much stock in the psychic's claims. Many dismissed her visions as the ramblings of an eccentric old woman, while others believed that she was simply exploiting the family's grief for her own gain. Despite the skepticism surrounding Madame Cassandra's revelations, the Allens couldn't shake the feeling that there might be some truth to her words. The psychic's descriptions of the dark presence in the forest and the sense of urgency to find Roy resonated with the family, even if they couldn't fully bring themselves to believe in the supernatural aspects of her claims. As the search for Roy stretched on, the Allens couldn't help but wonder if there was more to their son's disappearance than meets the eye. The psychic's words, however dismissed by others, had planted a seed of doubt and fear in their minds, one that would continue to gnaw at them as they pressed on in their desperate quest to bring Roy home. 2 years after Roy's disappearance, a group of hikers made a grisly discovery deep in the woods. Scattered among the underbrush were the tattered remains of a child's clothing, stained with what appeared to be old, dried blood. Nearby, a small, weathered shoe was found, a haunting reminder of the missing boy. Despite extensive investigations, no conclusive evidence was found to determine Roy's fate. In the years that followed, strange occurrences and eerie coincidences continued to emerge. Visitors to Lake Serenity reported seeing a ghostly figure darting through the woods, a small, shadowy form that seemed to vanish as quickly as it appeared. Some claimed to hear the echo of a child's laughter on the wind, a haunting sound that sent shivers down the spine. William Allen, the last person to see Roy alive, carried the burden of his brother's disappearance with him always. As he grew older, William became a prominent figure in the community, his work driven by a desire to create a safer world in Roy's memory. Yet, the guilt and unanswered questions surrounding that fateful day continued to haunt him, casting a shadow over his life. As the decades passed and no concrete answers emerged, the disappearance of Roy Allen became a breeding ground for theories and speculation. From kidnapping to supernatural involvement and cult activity, the case inspired countless hypotheses and rumors. Despite extensive investigations and countless hours spent searching for the truth, no conclusive evidence was ever found to support any one explanation. For the Allen family, the pain of their loss never fully abated. Elizabeth and James Allen spent the rest of their lives seeking answers, their once vibrant spirits dimmed by the weight of their grief. Yet, through their suffering, they found the strength to help others, founding a missing children's advocacy group in Roy's honor and becoming beacons of hope for families facing similar tragedies. The disappearance of Roy Allen remains one of the most enduring mysteries of the 20th century, a testament to the power of the unknown and the indelible impact of a child's loss on a family and a community. As we reflect on the case, we are reminded of the preciousness of life, the resilience of the human spirit, and the importance of holding our loved ones close. Though the truth behind Roy's fate may never be known, his story endures as a poignant reminder of the mysteries that lie just beyond the veil of our understanding and the unbreakable bonds of love that keep us searching for answers, no matter how long it takes or how far we must go. The disappearances may remain unsolved, but our determination to find the truth will never waver. Join us on the next case as we continue our quest for answers.